Ayo! Welcome to Storycraft Studio. I'm Jess, here to make questionable art and talk about life. And the art is very questionable today because you get $2 for the price of one, but the footage is not great. I had some issues recording the first doll you're gonna see and the second one due to shortage of supplies and deadline. You only get to see the outfit creation, which is the point of it anyway in regards to Mermay, but whatever. $2, one video, let's get started. So our first doll is the Barbie Merbaby I unboxed not too long ago. This is the one I have incomplete footage for, but these are all the supplies I used, and I started off by repainting, well, everything got repainted. I changed the kind of a flesh tone pink to a much more saturated pink. I switched out for a more aqua blue, and I made the top blue instead of yellow. I tried to, when I was doing the design, I tried to make the yellow work, but it couldn't. Not with those stars, because I wanted to do the stars in gold. But so, it got turned blue, and I also repainted the stripes on her tail blue. So yeah, and then you can see me putting pink on the strap and details of her top to give it some more color, and just, yeah, it's back and forth, back and forth. I'm using matte colors first to get a solid base, and then later on, which is the part I don't have footage of, I go over with shimmer. Oh, and well, not shimmer, but this is bopping back and forth in chronology, but I also painted her little shell holder thing. It's actually my favorite part, I think, of the whole project, because it came out really well. But I redid it in that pink, and then I went, excuse me, I went over with purple, and then I had some issues, and I had to actually spray paint the pink over the purple because it wasn't blending. I don't know how to blend yet, but yeah. And then I went over with some color shift, and here is the before in all her odd color glory, and the after. Even if you can't see it all, it's really cute. Let's start with the shell. I sprayed it so it got a great gradient, and then I popped the stars with gold and the little bubbles with the teal again. And then the bottom I made pearls and bubbles, and they're super cute. Her hair, I went back and forth with some deeper purples to give it a lot of details and stuff, and a little bit of shimmer and highlights and gold barrettes of scrunchies. I put gold on her tail, added pearl details on her belt, you can barely see them, and also on her top. But the stars I did yellow paint and then gold paint, and it just came out beautiful. Lots of several decorations on her face. I made the mouth messy, gave her earrings, sparkly cheeks, and I used super watered down metallic gold to add this great shimmer effect to all over her face and her skin, and I'm going to use it a lot for future dolls. And then here's a great view of the tail with the teal stripes and the gold stars, and I'm really happy with how she came out. She's just so cute. She was kind of cute before, but now she's absolutely adorable. For the second doll, I was going to use this Disney Descendants doll to make this illustration from earlier in Mermay. However, I had a very serious materials issue, and I only did the dress. You see, I prepped the face using Goof Off. I got it all cleaned off. I had her hair pinned. I was ready to go. I even bought this Montana Gold primer. However, it was not the right primer. I got a white primer. I have ordered the proper clear primer. Make sure when you get this, if you get this stuff, that you get the stuff. And then this next month, I'm going to try and do the face and do the accessories, and then I will have a video of the results. So moving on, I got this 4-way blue stretch that was the part of the hem of a dress we used at the theater. I got a lot of great material like that. And I used this spare body to get the size and shape I wanted to build this. I ended up making it a little too short, but whatever. Then I created this template to cut out circles from this gorgeous kind of satin sequins purple material that I've had for, I think, 2 years. It's really beautiful, and I'm really excited that I got to use it for this project because it's magical. The only problem is that it sheds like crazy. Once you cut the sequins, they're a nightmare. But here are my 2 circles that I cut apart. I cut one circle in half and the other in quarters to make up the insert of the dress. However, I only should have cut one circle at all, but I didn't know that at the time, and you know, live and learn. Now let's move on to the sewing. Cool thing, with the new sewing room set up, I actually can get a really good angle on the sewing machine with my camera and my camera arm, so I can give in-depth tutorials and really good views of me sewing, so look forward to that in future videos. And to start off with this project, I went and sewed up the open side of the dress because it was already sewn on one side. Tip for small fabrics and stuff, if you can, start in the middle of the fabric and then go out to the edge. Do not start at the edge because the sewing machines tend to eat it. And then I did the closed side, and then I went back over to the already stitched up side because I did not like how huge that hem was and was going to make it really bulky. So I reinforced where the one line stitch is, and then I was able to cut off the inside. Like right here, you can see me cutting off the stuff, the excess on both sides, well, on one side. And then I did a slit to do the arm and remove some stitches to allow me to hem that, but this is the armhole because it's a one shoulder thing. And yeah, just this is also, I also check how the piece fits over and over again, especially with the stretch because it can get wrong really quick. And here is me hemming that armhole. I use Fabri-Tac because that's what I always use to hem on this scale if I can, and just binder clips to hold it while it dries. Next, here's where we see me figuring out that only 3 pieces will work, and then making the slit in the back for the kind of train. Next time I make it just like this, I will fix the length on that, but now figuring out where things go. That's where I snip it. I did not know that that's where I snip it. Anyway, here is me pinning it in. This is a time-consuming process to get it just right because you only get really one shot with this scale and this kind of fabric because otherwise it messes up. So you got to be extra careful and pin lots if you can put up with that many pins. But then we pivot over to the machine because it's right there. It's great. Loving this new camera angle. But yeah, I stitched the 2 side pieces on and then the back, which was a little alarming. If it were on a big scale, I'd start one end and then go to the other, but that's not what I could do here. So anybody who's sewn doll clothes on a machine know it's really, really difficult. Hand sewing in some ways is easier because you get a little better control, but your stitches are not as strong, and human error means you can get sloppy. But I stitched them all and then cut the excess, and here I'm trying it on the doll. It's pretty much done at this point. Some of you will notice that the stitching you can see on the outside, I should have changed the thread, but I didn't because I'm like that. But so I mercifully have a fabric marker just right at my disposal, and it's a perfect blue, so I just went over later with the fabric marker to change all the white thread blue, and it's a really good match. But next time, yeah, use stitching, correct stitching if you can. Okay, here's the last step for the body of the dress. I'll add a little extra embellishments later, but the last step is to cut out her shawl. And I'm just doing a loose measurement. I should have thought about this shape a little better. I've actually had to refine it after this, but I get the shape, figure out how I want it to drape, and then I just take some coat thread, which is my best friend. It's a really strong thread that doesn't break easily, and I really like that because I get paranoid about fabrics. But then I just stitch it on and stitch in a little bit of a fold. On a full-size person, this would drape a lot better, drape how I have it sketched, but you know, it doesn't matter because it's sequined, it's fabulous, and if it's a little stiff, it's fine. I still love it. It's gorgeous. But yeah, I just keep going back and forth, stitching, and just getting it perfect, and then we can see the finished result. I am madly in love with this dress, and I cannot wait to finish the doll and the accessories and show you guys in this next month the final results. Mahalo for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this double feature of sorts, and I hope to see you in the next video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check me out on Instagram at Storycraft Studio, and I'll see you guys later. Aloha!